So good day and God bless, sir. I am Shalami Bitachi Villarta, and I am going to report the continuation of report of Miss Sultan Santalia. So our assigned topic is theories of factors affecting motivations. So first is self-determination and self-regulation of theories. Students are extrinsically motivated when they have a sense of self-determination, when they believe that they have some choice and control regarding things they do and direction their lives take. A student's sense of self-determination is demonstrated in his capacity of self-regulation. Self-regulation refers to a person's ability to master himself. So, self-determination is mauni siya ang student uh, uh, nga self-centered for choosing their own good and working each goal of life. So, what are indicators of self-regulation? They are abilities to, first is set standards. So since we are talking about the self-regulation, of course, we need to set standard. We should create a limitation ourselves, especially in making decision. The second one is monitor and evaluates one's own behavior against such standards. So, after we set standards for ourselves, we should observe what the things to improve it or not. We should identify and differentiate the outcomes of imposing our standards. So, the next or the last one is impose consequences on oneself for one's success or failures. So, you should reward yourself in the outcomes of making yourself standard if it is good or not. You should create a punishment or consequences so that you will be motivated to achieve your goals in life. Okay. Next is how does self-regulation relate to motivation? So a student who is capable of self-regulation is more likely to be more intrinsically motivated because he sets his goals and standards, monitor his progress, and evaluate his own performance. A student who is capable of self-regulation is not only capable of regulating his behavior, but he is also capable of regulating his own learning. Okay. So, ang students nga nakaset self-regulation kay mura bitaw kanang naa siya focus sa iyang goal. So, ginaset na niya ang iyang standard o limitation. So, for example, ako, gusto ko mo-graduate, which means nga nakaset na ko og self-regulation kung unsay dapat na akong i-hold so that dili maapektuhan akong study and take a look sa mga lackness. Kung unsay mga possible nga kulang, kung unsay dapat i-improve sa akong pag-study. So, Omroad 2004 cites the following process involved in self-regulating learning. So first is a goal setting. Self-regulated learners know what they want to accomplish when they read or study. Okay, learners set their goals or accomplish their study. For instance, if they want to study or read, that they have their purpose or goals that they want to set. The next one is a planning. Self-regulated learners determine ahead of time how best to use the time they have available for learning. Okay, self-regulated create a plan on how she manage time to make the learning possible. So the next one is attention control. Self-regulated learners try to focus their attention on the subject matter at hand and clear their minds of distracting thoughts and emotions. So regulated learning is a set aside all the distractions like emotion or feelings that can destroy his/her focus. So the next one is application of a learning strategies, which self-regulated learners choose different learning strategies depending on the specific goal they want to accomplish. So, regulated students will choose learning strategies on how will accomplish the goal. So the next one or the last one is self-regulated learners continually monitor their progress towards their goals and the chance of learning strategies or modify their goals if necessary. So regulated students will monitor herself if there's a progress or wala. So if none, change the learning strategies for you to achieve your goals in life. Okay, so let's move on to choice theory. So according to Bob Solow, 2007, the choice theory is a biological theory that suggests that we are born with specific needs that we are genetically instructed to satisfy. All of our behavior represent our best attempt at any moment to satisfy our basic needs or genetic instructions. So choice theory will help us to understand and manage our own behavior. So the psychologist William Glaser says that there are difference between external and internal controls. So external is the behavior based on the other behavior on how they do behave, while the internal is a behavior based on the inside of ourselves. So there are four types. There are four basic psychological needs. So first is belonging or connecting. The second one is a power or competence. The third one is a freedom, and the fourth one is fun. Okay, so let me discuss the first theory, psychological needs, So belonging or connecting. So the need of belonging and connecting motivate students to develop relationship and cooperation to others without the needs for belongings and cooperating. Students should have only strive to be independent. So teachers should make sure to create a sense of community and make sure that every student feel that they are belong to the classroom community. Because once ma-feel sa student nga dili siya belong in the classroom, there are possibility nga mawalan sila gana musulod sa klase. So that dapat natong ipa-feel sa ilaha nga they are belong para ganahan sila or maybe mo participate sa klase or sa mga activities. Okay. So the next one or the second psychological needs is power or competence. Okay, the needs of power is more than just a drive to dominate. Power is gained through competence, achievements, and mastery. Our genetic instruction is to achieve master new skill and be recognized for our accomplishments. So as a teacher, we need to satisfy the needs for power of our students by helping them to acquire it, by making them achieve and help them to master their lesson so that they will end up as a competent students. As the result of their competence and excellent achievements, they get recognized and experience genuine power. Okay, freedom. The third one is a freedom. As a human, we are also motivated to be free to choose. Having choices is a part of what means to be human and is our reason and our species has been able to evolve, adapt and thrive. So to motivate our students for learning, let us give them ample freedom to choose in a way that are safe, responsible, and make sure it is developmentally appropriate so that we can help students to learn and to grow the responsible persons they are called to be. Okay, the last and the fourth psychological needs is that fun. Each type will learn something new. We are having fun, another universal human motivator. It is a playfulness and our sense of discovery that allow us to learn as much as we do. As a student, once makita nato na na-feel nato nga happy ta sa isa ka butang, magka-interesta, right? So in a classroom community, if the teacher create a joyful classroom that would be satisfy their needs for fun, students are more likely learn much. Okay? So pero og feeling nila boring na, mawalan sila gana nga mag-study. So that's why to make them actively engage in any kind of activity, make sure that you create a fun activity such as game-based learning. Okay, now let us proceed and learn about Maslow's hierarchy of needs, which proposed by Abraham Maslow in 1943. So there are 5 stages of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Okay, so first, let's have a psychological needs, such as the needs of air, water, food, shelter, sleep, clothing, and reproduction, which is sa mga iilan nga mga basic needs nato as a human. So the moment we get enough of that, or we feel awake, or believes are full, our bellies are full, then we will get motivated by the next thing. Okay, so the second hierarchy of needs is safety needs, such as personal, employment, resources, health, and property. So safety need is a fundamental for us as a humankind. Once it was satisfy our needs for a safety, it can motivate us in everyday living. Okay, so the third one is love and belonging. So we decide to be close with family and friends, belong to a society. If you feel to be loved and belong, it will motivate us to live positively. It motivates us to develop our relationship and cooperate with others. Many cases today, so for today's generation, there are many cases about kanang suicidal. So the first reason is that kanang ma-feel nilang dili sila belong o walay nagmahal nila. So that we, the individual, dapat nice ta sa uban or maayo ang atong pagtagad sa uban. Ipakita nato nga belong sila and they are worth to be loved. Okay. So at the stage 4 we look for, let's have esteem. Okay, such as respect, self-esteem, status, recognition, strength, and freedom. Want to be someone to be appreciated. If we satisfy these needs, it can motivate us to do better in life. It will help us to take care of ourselves and explore our full potential. And now, the fifth and the last stage is the self-actualization, which is desire to become the most that one can be. Okay? If we breathe and drink, eat and sleep enough, and we will feel safe of a part of a group instill special, that means we reach our needs actualization. In this stage, we can satisfy our self actualization by achieving our needs. Okay, let's move on to goal theory. Learning goals versus performance goals. The goals we set for ourselves affect our levels of motivation. So our goal is powerful process for thinking about our future. If we want to be successful, we need to set our goals. So it is important that we have a goals in life, because if don't have a goal, our focus will be possible gone. Okay, let's have the learning goal. Desire to acquire additional knowledge or master new skills. Okay, desire to acquire additional knowledge or master new skills. We as a teacher, our goal is to give knowledge to students nga makagain og bag-ong learning. We need to create a learning objectives that should be briefly clear, specific statement of what learners will be able to do at the end of the lesson. Okay, the last one is the performance goal. Desire to look good and receive favorable from other, or else look bad and receive unfavorable judgment. Okay, so it is a short-term objectives that is expected to achieve with a set period of time. So in a classroom community, students do their best by their performance goal so that they can get a higher grades. So that's it for today's video. Thank you and God bless, sir.